Hello, hello. This week, inspired by Courtney's question during our Tremors episode, I thought it would be fun to put on my amateur zoological hat and find out what some of the greatest zoological discoveries of the modern era are. So let's get to learning. First up, how the giant squid hunts. The giant squid is the largest invertebrate on the planet, but lives at such inaccessible depths that little was known of its behavior in the wild. In 2004, Japanese scientists lowered a bait laden video camera 900 meters under the sea and snapped 50 images of the beast in action. The footage showed the squid lunging, tentacles first, out of the gloom. This sounds like maybe the origins of the Tremors grabber. Chimps use tools. In 1960, Jane Goodall discovered that chimps in Tanzania strip leaves from twigs and inserted them into termite mounds to fish for grubs. This discovery challenged anthropologists' description of humankind as man the toolmaker. Symbiosis in coral. I love this one. What we call coral is actually the hard shells of animals called polyps. But these marine creatures would die were it not for a symbiotic relationship with photosynthesizing algae. That algae then takes up residence inside the polyps, trading the products of photosynthesis for a safe haven. Migration routes. Modern tagging knowledge have provided researchers with detailed knowledge of where birds migrate with the change of the seasons. Before that, for thousands of years, their whereabouts were shrouded in mystery. Outlandish speculation ranged from birds hibernating at the bottom of ponds, flapping all the way up to the moon, or simply staying put but morphing into new species. Okay. Hydrothermal vents. The discovery of marine creatures living around geothermally heated water gushing from cracks in the seabed overturned the notion that sunlight sustained all life on Earth. If you've ever been to Yellowstone National Park or another geothermal pond, you have seen this phenomenon in person. Komodo dragons. Members of the monitor lizard family, Komodo dragons are the largest extant species of lizard, growing to a maximum length of 3 meters. As a result of their size, Komodo dragons are considered apex predators and dominate the ecosystems in which they live. You would think this would have made them easy to document and record, but they were first discovered in 1910, believe it or not. Okay, so transitional species. I know I am going to mispronounce this, so I'm just going to roll with it. The discovery of the fossilized remains of Archaeopteryx, a creature that shares some features with ancient reptiles and others with modern birds, provided the basis for proving the existence of what is now known as the transitional species, often sometimes misreferred to as a missing link. They lived around 150 million years ago and had wings and feathers, but also claws, teeth, and a long bony tail. More than any other discovery, this helped drive the idea of evolution into the public consciousness. And unlike the grabbers in Tremors, this is a part of the fossil record. And finally, a very recent discovery right here in Texas, very exciting. Researchers at the University of Texas, hook 'em horns, Jackson School of Geoscientists recently named a newly discovered species of ancient beaver after our beloved gas station, the Buc-ee. And from a partial skull fossil originally collected by a team of paleontologists in 1941, researchers discovered the beaver was a species never before seen. According to the news release, a museum curator passed away in 1945 before naming the species and finishing his research. However, instead of uncovering a fossil in the field, today's researchers looked toward the existing collection in the museum to finish their research and finally name the beaver. They found that Buc-ee lived 15 million years ago in what would now be considered Texas and is about 30% larger than modern beavers. So it really is true. Everything is bigger in Texas. So there you have it, a couple of zoological finds that continue to push the boundary of the science that we know. So who knows, maybe there is a gaggle of grabbers grazing the underground and waiting for just the right moment to make their name in the fossil record. Thank you again for your support and listenership. As you know, new episodes of the Real Relationships podcast drop every Thursday. We are on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. Go ahead and grab that subscribe button so that you never miss a moment of any of this. Thank you again, and we appreciate our listeners and our support, and see you next week.